Hey guys, welcome to iMike's FAI GT Sports Racing. This is the Kyoto manufacturers on a Wednesday. I avoided the Nations, that's at Bathurst, not my favourite track, funny enough, coming from Australia, but it isn't, so I just focused on manufacturers. I've been practicing all week and wasn't really sure how I would go. I honestly thought I would end up sort of near the back. Now, qualified 11th, which I thought was my sort of position, but I thought I was a bit lost on strategy. I found a lot of people were actually pitting 3 times rather than I was pitting twice. I was going from hard to medium and finishing off on soft. I found a lot of people during the week were pitting twice for 2 lots of soft, so I was overdoing the soft tyres. So I've learnt here to just utilise the softs a bit more by pitting a bit more, and luckily the pit lane's nice and short, so it's all good. This guy beside me, this D. Brevington, I found he was very similar to me, quite clean and respectful. We gave each other a lot of room. Just around the corner here it does bunch up and cars do stop, so I do smack into the back of him, but no harm done, just bang. 1 car's off, so I'm in 10th place now. See here I just back off a bit, he gives me room as well, I'm probably slowing each other down. I will be jumping forward a few frames throughout the race. I did all 3 and those 3 races are in this stream. It's probably about now you'll find you know, my nerves had settled down probably here. We're all spread out, we're all in single file, you know, all the fighting sort of stopped and we're into proper racing now. So I'll start off with the softs. And even at this point I was a bit surprised, you know, that I'd already, even though he went off the track, you know, I'd moved up a position. I thought by now I would be dropping back. I don't know why, I just didn't have the confidence. Maybe because I'd been practicing a bit in a lobby with other people who were really good and their lap times were mad. I'm probably getting down to 2 minutes 15, 2 minutes 14, where I'm doing like 2 minutes 18, 2 minutes 19. So for some reason I must have thought everyone else would be doing those fast times and I'll be left behind. But see here I go off the track a bit, I'm going slower, respectfully I pull over to let this guy on the inside and I go a bit too far and I got annoyed with myself. I'm a bit too nice at times. My tyres are quite worn. I'm on lap 3. I should be pitting, but my strategy was by lap 4. So I think I learned from that in the first race. Don't push it to fourth lap. And back on the softs again. So obviously, you know, I might do, well I probably will do 4 laps again, but as the fuel is dropping off, the car's getting lighter, so the tyre wear won't be as bad. I just want to make a point, the base of my steering system, my pedals, has been playing up for a while now. You can see my ABS flickering. My accelerator in the past was playing up and it wouldn't be fully accelerating, so I had to clean it up and put plastic and tape around that sensor, and looks like I'm going to have to do that with my brake system as well, because it slows you down. It's coming up this hill, see it flickering a bit? That's the brake just lightly being applied. And I've looked at this from people behind me and you can see my brake lights just flashing. Look, it's flickering pretty bad there. But during the race, during the week it was a problem. I did pull it apart and give it a quick clean. And so I'd actually, with my toes, actually be pulling that pedal up to try and stop it. That's another thing you don't need to worry about. I was surprised with this Ford beside me. During practice, I'd be in the custom race and that type of car would just fly past in a straight, but would have to brake early because it's a heavy car, and you can see there I'm just pulling away now on the corner. He is catching up a bit. But the weight of that car, it's good on straights, but... So we jump forward to lap 6. There's Dee Brevington again. A very respectful driver. His tyres must be pretty worn because I get past him pretty easily here, and he doesn't fight it. He just lets me go. So his tyres must be quite expired by now. Sorry, I forgot to say, Big Bruce the Shark is in this race. Him and we practiced once during the week, and he was doing really well. I expected him, he is an SS driver, I expected him to qualify in the top 5. He qualified 17th. I just couldn't work out what was going on. I did ask him, he said he was trying to aim for the middle of the pack at the start of the race, and something, he must have run out of time or got into traffic and it just went wrong for him, so he ended up 17th. So for him to be in 5th right in front of me, he's done quite an effort to get up there. You can see he's must have better tyres, and obviously he's a better driver, but he is pulling away quite a bit. Into P5 now, someone's pitted. This is what I like about this type of racing. So now I'm pitting. The positions do change quite a bit. When we used to have the FIAs, and it was just a non-stop. If you're in first, you pretty much stay first. If you're last, you stay last. And it was just horrible. Whereas this really mixes things up. So you might have someone who's a really good driver but is horrible at strategies and drops back, or someone who's not so good is really good at a strategy and makes their way to the front. So it just adds another layer, another element to these races. Have a look at this. I've already passed one car, and then this LEGT-NZ gets it all wrong, and I think that was an accident of his, and I've just up into 6th place. I just couldn't believe it. Within a 10-second period, I've just passed 3 cars, all by accident, of course. So up to lap 10 and I'm in position 6. Big Bruce is in the pits and coming out, so he's doing well. So I've gone soft, hard, and now the mediums. So it looks like I'll be possibly using the mediums till the end of the race. So I've dropped back to 7th. Obviously I needed a fuel up. Dee Brevington again, so we meet again. And again it's clean. It's no unnecessary challenging. Oh, that's right, this Porsche does a major dive bomb behind and actually holds position. I just couldn't believe it. So this Porsche, Amanda, someone, Encore or something, actually stays in that position for a while, and I thought, uh-oh, this Porsche is going to start coming up to me and trying to pass. My tyres are wearing, but I slowly pull away from it. That's how it finishes. Position 6. Big Bruce the Shark ends up 3rd from 17th. That's really impressive. So I finished 6th, much better than what I thought I would have done. So a bit of confidence there. Didn't do the Nations again, so I had a bit of a break, maybe had dinner and get back into race 2. Now this is an interesting one. Had a bit of a rage moment with Pinky Hammer. There's people that you race against quite often, and some people you get to know and like and you respect. Other people are just there, but you don't really interact, and he's probably one of them. I haven't really interacted with him. And then Burnell, he's also a key player in this race. He does really well. And so first race I qualify 11th, and this race I'm qualifying 2nd. And even here you can see I'm catching up, and I'm just thinking, what's going on? I just couldn't believe it. But he's on mediums and I'm on soft. So we'll just look at the first lap. So I'll just back off a bit there because I was a bit too close and catching up pretty hard. No contact. I try and hold it in close. I give him, make sure he's got room, and I'm in first place, and I'm like, what's going on? And I screw up here, my brakes, I skid out on the grass, and I thought, I'm going to get a penalty here. I'm going to get a penalty. No penalty. Couldn't believe it. So you can see Pinky Hammer's behind me, and then up into this bend he's going to try and pull up beside me, and there's just no room. So we have a bit of a bump, and off he goes onto the grass. I get a 1 second penalty. What do you guys think? I just think he should have just backed out there. I had the head position, and he's just got a bit of his body in, and it was just going to end horribly. Excuse me. So I served my 1 second penalty, and I'm falling back. And there's Burnell in 2nd place. He just seems to race nice and steady, and lets the race come to him. But even in this position, I'm thinking, right, I'm catching people up. I've just passed the Scenic Blast. I'm catching up to Burnell. What is going on? I'm just not used to it, where I will be the alpha driver, I guess. It's not me. I should be back in position 8, let's say, just battling with people. So move forward to lap 3. Again, almost hit Burnell. You can see here, I mean, on this bend, he could have pulled in to close the door on me, but he kept it open. Showed a bit of room there. And a whole position, 2nd place. So it's Yokomas S in 1st place. We just move forward, and Yokomas S makes a mistake here. Oh, too much. And I'm in 1st place. But as much as I'm in 1st place, I did have a strategy. Don't push your tyres too hard. So in the pits I go, whether I'm in first place or not. It's a nice short pit, so come out in 5th. This guy here in front, Opaz, or Spaz Attack, sorry. He's a friend of mine on YouTube, not YouTube, PlayStation. And he gives a lot of respect to me and gives me room. I just couldn't believe it. I'm not used to that. People backing out and giving way, but obviously I was catching up pretty hard with my fresh soft tyres. I just yeah, I wasn't used to that. It's almost as though he's just saying, hey, you know, you go for first place. So I'm pulling away from that Spaz Attack and catching up to the top 3. And there's Pinky Hammer up ahead, just in front of me, who went off, and he did drop down to 6th place, so I was expecting a bit of retaliation here, even though I felt like that incident we had wasn't my fault. You know, he dropped back, I got a 1-second penalty. You kind of hope it's let's leave it at that. There's a bit of a contact there. Hopefully that doesn't flare things up again. But I've never really had any issues with this guy, I don't believe, in the past. And you kind of hope that's the way it stays. Now he actually has traction control on. Goes a little bit wide here as traction control kicks in, so he loses momentum, and I'm back in first place. And it's clean, like, okay, no worries, we're all good. Here, no, not here. Sorry, I jumped the gun a bit there. So we're on lap 7. And I'm on mediums. I thought I was on softs there. Yeah, that's right, mediums. Now go on to hards. So there's Burnell in first place. I'm in second. Peaky Hammer has dropped down to 7th. Getting up into lap 9. Pinky Hammer is moving up. Yeah, this Burnell is just nice and smooth. So I've got hards on, but they are fresh. I can only guess. I don't know what tyres he had on, but obviously not as good as mine. And he lets it go. He doesn't fight. He obviously has his own strategy against mine, and doesn't want to waste time trying to fight. So he recognises that his tyres aren't as good. Does the right thing. So moving up into the finish of lap 10. Pinky Hammer has moved up into second, I'm in third, and it's pit time to get my soft tyres on, finish the race on softs nice and fast. So this is it, the home stretch, coming out in third with soft tyres on, and it's time to catch Pinky Hammer and Burnell. So I've actually caught up pretty fast to Burnell. And again, he's clean, he's not going to fight. I'm going to get past him pretty easily, I think. No, there he is. Maybe have another shot. But the funny thing is, Pinky Hammer up ahead. I didn't know it at the time, but you have to use all three compounds, and yet he used medium and pitted once and used medium. I didn't realise that at the time. There we go, I'll get past Burnell. Nice and clean. I just had the feeling that him and I knew, let's not fight too much. Let's catch up to that guy with the tyres that aren't doing so well. You'll find up here Pinky Hammer has a bit of a mistake. It goes a bit wide onto the grass. And to me that was like, what is it, like a red rag to a bull. And I thought, right, so I've got past Burnell with my soft, fresh tyres, it's time to catch up to Pinky Hammer. You can see I'm pulling away from Burnell. So, and I'm catching Pinky Hammer. So I was on a charge and very focused. But, so focused on Pinky Hammer, I get it a bit wrong around here, a bit too much. Hit the wall, and out of respect for Burnell, I pull over. I'd lost my momentum. And I'm never going to block people. It's childish. I'll let him through. I was a bit annoyed at myself. But they're still close. I've still got about a lap and a half to get them. And I don't know what was going on. I think I was getting back to being focused again, but I have another moment right here which will slow down. I touched the grass. Code brown, code brown. Oh. And again I was like, oh, I was so annoyed. Oh, look at the time I've lost. I've probably added quite a bit of wear on my tyres. You can see there I'm overcooking that corner, and I could probably catch up to him again, but by then my tyres are going to be cooked. So Burnell, he's challenging for first place. And he gets through. So now it's up to me to get past my mate Pinky Hammer. So remember, lap 1 we were going into that back section S's. I was in front and he's trying to squeeze in where two cars don't fit. This next situation is very similar, where I'm behind, but my momentum is so much greater. I'm getting ready to pass. And you can see he intentionally dips to the left to knock me. Do you look at my momentum? Bang. And that just into the wall. I think me bouncing off him gives me a 5-second penalty. And this is where I lose it. Absolutely lose it. My tyres then just die. Traction control, please. And face forward, no. And I'm just watching the positions pass. You can see I'm mad. I thought that was so unnecessary. You know, that first incident, I was clearly in front. I didn't try and push him, it just happened. But that one there, he's intentionally pushed me aside. See, in my mind, had I got past him, I would have then been hunting down Bernal for first place. But instead, I get this. And last driver, year 2 slow, finally passes me. And I'm in last place. Yeah, I was done. I was so angry. So, off to the final race. I thought I'm going to make amends on this one. Final race, let's see if I can use, I didn't even use the same strategy. Start off in softs for 3 laps, then went to mediums for 4 laps, then did hards for 3 laps, and then softs for 4 laps. But overall, the whole 3 races, I was surprised at my performance side. Didn't think I'd do as well as what I did, and I did enjoy the races no matter what, even though the second one I was angry. Yeah, still did well the first 13 laps. Nice inside move there. So I've sped this one up. I haven't cut out laps or non-eventful parts. I just sped it up. I'm just glad that I was doing well, because I had been practicing all week. You know, last thing you want to do is practice all week and then flop at it. You start losing focus, I guess, losing confidence. But for me, it's getting to the point I'm practicing FAIs and then racing, and unless there's a daily race that I really like and I can increase my points, but for some reason lately they just haven't really been appealing. You can see, I think I mentioned it before, my brake flickering. It doesn't help at all. So even here, like race 3, I'm in position 5. You know, it just blows me away. It's like, again, I just don't feel like I should be there. So I wonder if everyone behind me are daily races, and then just at the last minute hop in and give it a go. So now I'm on mediums. So the reason why I only do 3 laps is the fuel tank is full at the very beginning of the race. The car's very heavy, tyre wear is at its maximum, and you've got softs on, so they're going to wear it excessively fast. So 3 laps, that'll get 3 laps worth of fuel gone. But putting softs on at the beginning, just to try and keep up the front. Always love to see cars up front battling away, overtaking, bumping, and they're just slowing each other down. So it's really teaching me to, you know, try not to battle with people. Try and work together to move up. If you're going to make a clean, or they're going to make if you're going to try and make a pass, or they're going to try and make a pass on you, make sure it's clean. So even though I've got mediums on, my tyre wear might not be as bad as the person behind me. So this is where these races are getting very interesting now, you know, because someone who you overtook and got in front, a bit later you might find it's the opposite and they're catching up and overtaking you. First place, everyone's pitted, and I just thought, oh my god, I'm in first. I've got to make the most of it, and did my best. Maybe this is my race. But before you know it, I've got cars behind me again. And so, again, it's a case of, I'm not going to give it to them, but I'm not going to block. So if they get a good chance, like, I'll hold the inside line. But he gets around, let him go, stay inside, and off he goes. And I'm mindful that these are probably first and second really trying to race, and so I'll let the other guy go eventually. There he goes, in his slipstream. So as you see, like, you're in first and you drop to third, but you always think, well, maybe my strategy, I'm going to finish off on softs, and these guys might be going to the end, and so I'll pit and catch up possibly. So it's never the end of the world. this guy behind me, I think he's getting just a little bit, oh, off onto the grass. Through they go. Yeah, this guy here is going to try to go around. Oh no, he's going to do the undercut. Then decides, oh, I think, oh no, not him, sorry. Wrong car. Now I pit. So now going on to hards. Making sure I use all compounds. So I've gone soft, medium, hard. Come out in 7th place. Still haven't fueled up. I've got enough fuel to go up to lap 10 on hards. And then fuel up while getting the softs. See, it's interesting, different compounds for me require different brake balances. You know, because maybe this car, it brakes better with front bias, but if you've got softs on, they're just going to die real quick. So I have to put the brake balance near the back for the softs, sort of in the middle for the mediums, and move it to the front on the hards. So there's a lot going on. You know, what tyre to pick in what order, depending on where you start the race, where you are in the race. So you know, if I'm up the front, I'll pick softs first to try and stay up the front, but the brake balance is near the back, and then the mediums to try and maintain a bit of momentum, put the brake balance near the middle, and now I'm on hard, so the brake balance would have gone up near the front. So I've got a bit of clear track here. See my brake ABS flickering. Obviously brake on and then brake off, and it's flickering now. Shouldn't be. That would be slowing me down somewhat. During the week while I was practicing, it was worse, and I did clean it up a little bit, so it had improved. Maybe that's why I'm doing better in the races. But it's still going off a touch. You can see there's not much wear going on with the hards, but the lap times are about 1 or 2 seconds slower, I think, than, let's say, the softs. So trying to keep medium and hard kind of to a minimum. So here I go, I'm going to pit in now, and here's where this guy decides to tap me, and he goes off on the grass. He's trying to push his way around. It just doesn't work. I'm pitting anyway, so not that he knows that. But to me, that's a move of, if I tap you, then it's going to slow you down as I then pass. Right, back on the softs. And this is to the finish line. So 2 guys in front of me, I don't know what tyres they've got on, what wear they've got. I can just feel myself catching up. So instantly you can gauge, yeah, I think my tyres are better than theirs. So there's one guy out the way. This guy here, he started near the back, I'm sure. His qualifying time is 24 seconds behind pole sitter, and I just thought, nah, that's a joke. And here he is in 7th place, so I thought he's trying to do a last to first, or so I didn't want to underestimate his abilities, but I do get past him, and he slowly falls away, which surprised me. And you can see I've jumped forward here. That's pretty much it to the end, and I finished 7th. So that was a good weekend for me, apart from that pinky hammer incident. Still debatable about that one. But thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully your FIAs went well. And for today's Saturday, all the best for today's racing. And